TV. I am here with the man, Coach Sean McVay from the Los Angeles Rams. Coach, how we doing?
We're onward and upward. So it was disappointing. We know we're capable of playing better. You give credit to the 49ers, but looking forward to responding the right way against the Bears this Monday night.
Yeah, we've never done this segment, Coach Speak, after a loss. This is our first time, and I'm always curious. A game like that, a Sunday night game, you travel back. What's your message to the team knowing you've got a big opponent coming up next week?
Yeah, I think it's consistent. I mean, you look at the tape, all be honest with ourselves, take extreme ownership and accountability for where we can be better collectively for the team, and let's not allow this loss to turn into a deterrent from us getting ready for the Bears. You know, we always talk about not allowing the Niners to, or whoever, if we've had a loss, not allowing them to beat us twice. We've got to be able to have our eyes up. Looking forward to competing again, and that's the beauty of this league. Whether you win or lose, you have to be able to move on, and if you can't handle getting gut punched a little bit, this probably isn't for you.
Yeah, and last question on the game, because there were some miscues. You know, we can go through them or we don't have to. I'm thinking of the deep pass to Cooper. I'm thinking the interception. Do you sit down and do you dissect that film with the team after a game like that? Or is it immediately on to the next? Let's just look at Bears film.
No, you always look at it. You know, I think especially when you come in the next day, it's very important to address the things, both good and bad, that occurred in the game. And we're not going to run away from the things that we didn't do well, and we're going to definitely praise the guys for the things that they did do well. But that's part of it. You kind of close the chapter on the previous week, but you got to make sure that you handle all those things, because inevitably you are running a lot of the same things week in and week out, and you got to make sure that you're establishing the right core, fundamentals and principles.
All right, and the Bears await you guys. 5-1. They haven't been always pretty, but they play a different brand of football than a lot of the rest of the league. We always hear about this Bears defense. From an offensive mind, how do you look at that defense and what makes them so special and so dangerous?
Yeah, I mean, we're just getting into it, Peter, but I think when you look at it, I mean, it starts with their rush up front. I mean, you've got Khalil Mack, Robert Quinn's doing an excellent job. I mean, you see Akeem Hicks inside, and then they've got great speed on the second and third levels. But Coach Pagano's done a nice job of applying a lot of pressure, and you can see they're playing with confidence. They're playing good team complementary football, and we're really looking forward to diving into the prep. Really today kind of represents the start of that.
All right, you guys are in the middle of your season. You're grinding it out. You guys are having success. But the Lakers just won the NBA title. The Dodgers just got into the World Series. I know you've been in the LA market now for 4 years. Tell me, what's your coolest LA sports story outside of your experiences with the Rams?
A couple years ago when I was doing my coach's show with Jim Hill, the first question from an outsider was from Kobe Bryant. And when he
Really?
asked me, kind of what we had learned from the Super Bowl and how do you intend to apply those things moving forward into the season, I was just thinking, man, I'm pretty excited this guy even knows who the heck I am. So That was pretty special and something that I'll always cherish.
Coach, we appreciate your time in this big game against Seattle.
Yeah, so I think, Peter, we've given ourselves a chance to be relevant. I think when you look at it, we are a team, but I think it's important to acknowledge, all right, the three phases where we're at. I think our defense has been really good. That's been a real bright spot. I think we're, asserting ourselves as one of the top defenses in the league, and now we've got a great opportunity in the second half as we play some of the better offenses in this league, some of the better quarterbacks, and what a great opportunity if you're a competitor to get a chance to go against, who's considered the MVP frontrunner right now in Russell Wilson and a Seahawks offense that's been rolling. Offensively, I think that we've had our bright spots. I think there's been some inconsistencies. I like the way we've been able to run the football, but I think overall, expect more consistent efficiency, need to score more points. And then special teams, we've kind of had some moments. I thought the Chicago game was definitely the highlight of the season so far. You look at Hecker, you look at the way we covered with relentless, energy and effort, and I want to see that more consistently. So we've given ourselves a chance to be relevant at 5-3. Certainly we're not happy with that, but only thing that matters is playing our best ball this second half of the season. And like I said, if you're a competitor, we got a great op against the Seattle Seahawks this week at SoFi Stadium, Peter.
Yeah, baby, let's go. A lot of Americans are on the couch watching games on Sunday. I think we're fascinated about what a head coach does on a bye week.
Yeah, I'm watching. I'm a fan of the game. You got to love it. And I'm watching Thursday Night Football with the Packers and the Niners. I'm watching yesterday, and it's a combination of the red zone and a little bit of, watching some of those individual games that you want to pay a little bit closer attention to. But I'm a fan. Veronica, my fiance, she says, haven't you had enough, when I made her watch the entire Saints-Bucks game as well. So
right.
I'm sure she's ready to get me out of the house and get me back working again. But normal fan, it was a fun day. I love those days.
Let's talk Seattle. I mean, this guy is one of the most dynamic players this league maybe has ever seen. And yet Buffalo found a way to outdo him yesterday. Like, how do you even game plan for Russell Wilson with how he is so locked in to both DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett this season?
You mentioned it, Peter. I mean, they're one of the best offenses in the league. I think Coach Schottenheimer's doing a great job mixing it up, and they're really putting the game in Russell's hands. And you've seen the capabilities. I mean, one of the better off-schedule guys that this league has ever seen, but he's doing an excellent job of really just playing the position at the highest level. Two guys in Lockett and Metcalf that you mentioned that can really go get it and beat isolation coverage. Everything starts and finishes with him, but he's got great playmakers around him, and I think Schottenheimer's doing an excellent job.
I think of all the games that you guys have played since you've gotten there, I remember the Jared Goff 4th down. You're like, let's just go for it. Let's just win it right here. He gets that sneak and gets it. All those different battles. Do you talk to a veteran like an Aaron Donald or a Jared Goff and say to them, hey, you got to talk to some of the young guys and tell them what this week means?
Yeah, I think they know that, because of the division matchup. But, you talk about the epitome of consistency. I mean, I have so much respect for Coach Carroll, the way that he leads, the positive enthusiasm that he exudes week in and week out. And we've had some great matchups against these guys like you mentioned, Peter. And last year we ended up splitting. The previous year we had 2 back-and-forth games that come down to the wire, and really our first year. So we've 6 games. This will represent our 7th game against them since we've been here as a coaching staff.
Wow.
And all of them have been great battles, and I know we expect a lot of the same, coming this Sunday.
Yeah, the second half of the season, you got all these NFC West battles. You got a Buccaneers game in there. Like, you guys are going to have to earn it, and I think you'd rather have it no other way. So as you walk into the facility today and you're like, here's the path ahead, what is the message to this team?
Yeah, the message is, if you can't be motivated by the opportunity we have in front of us, you're not alive. And so we're excited about that. I think the big thing too is being totally present, controlling what we can. We can't win some of those other games this week. What we can do is win the day, take advantage of the opportunity that we do have coming off a bye, being a little bit fresher, making sure we put together airtight plans as far as offense, defense, special teams, and then ultimately giving the players the ability to go play, and let's go attack our opportunity to get our 6th win, and that's all that matters for us this week.
Yeah, my last question to you, and I know you don't want to give out awards of the midseason,